Well, it's about that time, isn't it? Let's go ahead and show you guys some things I got pulled up here. So here's some rules. Here's how the game works. Y'all should see this. This is important. You got to keep this stuff in mind. Um, Rule number one: no rotating. Right? That's not complicated. Just don't press A and B. Sometimes people accidentally press it. Just flip it back. Don't tell anyone. Just. Yeah. No rotating. It's a best of five, just like you're used to, except it's all level zero starts, and it's not score, it's lines. It's just being sarcastic, living up to their name. Absolutely, of course. It's most lines, right? Now, it's also a replay if there's a tie, which means you could just keep having to play it over and over again if you keep getting like, 12 lines and 12 lines or whatever. Um, Happens like every other match, honestly. It's like not even that uncommon. You might think, oh, why don't you just use score as a tiebreaker? And the answer is because that incentivizes pushing down and getting extra points. Then that means people can't think. Oh, Sky, it's going to be Ryan and Zoltan up first. I'm sorry that wasn't communicated. Um, Apparently that's how they did it last time. So here's the bracket, just so y'all know. Here's what we're going to do today. It's a double elimination tournament, and we've chewed our way through all the tournament with like just community restreaming. First up is the winners finals, Ryan versus Zoltan, and the loser gets knocked down to the losers finals, and the loser semis will be played next. Pitchek versus Trisky. Everybody here is absolutely insane. It's actually one of the first times we've seen the finals of the NoRo tournament, or the top four like this actually make sense from the seeding. Look at that. Seed 1, Seed 2, Seed 3, and Seed 4 are all in the top four of this tournament, which is surprisingly not super common in this format. So, well, I think, that's all the stuff. Why don't we get to the scene, get to the action here? We can see on the right Zoltan warming up. Um, Ryan will just kind of have this monstrous, hideous creature there as his face cam, which is fine. It's NoRo. But Zoltan, of course, with a really nice face cam there, looking all spruced up for the occasion. Zoltan's the world record holder, has been dominant in this for a year plus at this point. And Ryan's ready, so we can begin whenever. We see this is basically NoRo. This is what Zoltan's warming up on. Yeah, Zoltan is dashing right now. Absolutely. Looking nice. Precisely this sort of polish we expect from people showing up to play a tournament where the A and B button are disabled. Yep, and there's a Sky. Trisky will be playing up in the loser semis here after this. And GG 36 line warm-up game for Zoltan. That's pretty wild. For context, my personal best is 30. So Zoltan just casually drops better than my PB in warm-up. Yes, indeed. Good warm-up. It's ready from Ryan. Now, Ryan, I also see is having a little stream lag there. Let me give him a refresh. Yeah, what's going on? Ryan, is this on your end? Is this on my end? Um, 720p. Oof. Yeah, you're completely locked up there, Ryan. There's a hover 3 for Zoltan. Ready for Ryan, but he is frozen on the stream. There's no movement there. Ryan, would you mind dropping your settings, maybe? Okay. And drop your uh, output resolution. Keep your base canvas resolution 1920 by 1080, but make your output resolution like 540p or something, at least if it keeps up. We can proceed for now, but there's a chance I'll have to drop that. I'm not sure. So, if we're ready, let's get game number 1 going here of a longish stream, and we'll count it down from 3. 3, 2, 1, NoRo. Okay. Yeah, there's things we can do with bitrate and things we can do with resolution. Your resolution is a little rich for my blood. Especially because I'm choosing to stream at 720p. Just for that extra juice here on the stream. Make it look nice. So we see we're off here. And immediately just the normal stacking intuitions are not going to work. Zoltan there is stacking up to the sky on the right-hand side. Ryan's doing something a little more intuitive, you know, just kind of playing things flat, spreading it all out, which is often how a lot of players start their game. So this is Zoltan's genius, and this is what you should know about, like, you know, what he came up with here. The up-stacking playstyle for NoRo. For the longest time, people thought that there's really no way to play NoRo, but just kind of playing really, really flat and spreading everything out. And Zoltan, I think it wasn't just Zoltan. Like, I think it was some things figured out with help from some bots and study and a few other collaboration with some other people. But figured out, look at that. You build a big, high, sloping stack going up to the right, but it's a vertical cliff. And you got all these places you can tuck pieces in, and it's essentially accommodation. But in normal Tetris, it's horizontal accommodation. You want to stack things on top. In NoRo, it's kind of vertical accommodation, right? And we see this crazy structure forming. And there we see Ryan, who originally was playing the flat play style. He's, you know, also excellent at this, you know, upstacking play style, and we see has settled into more of an upstacking style. Ivan, yes, hello. I am indeed on Classic Tetris. So yeah, Ryan there crossing the level 1 mark. We can go a lot farther, but that is a good place to start. And, you know, the thing about NoRo is that once you've created holes, you just can't really get back down to them. So, with a few exceptions. So, you know, every line here is just getting burned away. You're unlikely to be able to get back down. So NoRo is just a matter of seeing how far you can go before you die. It's kind of existential, honestly. Zoltan's getting trash pieces here, just not really able to find any combinations. Ryan, meanwhile, at 19 lines, crossing over to 20 with this bar burn. And oh, Zoltan, look at this. Zoltan's playing it right. He's following the rules. He's doing things right, but the pieces just aren't cooperating with this square. Can't burn anything. That J finally burns a line, gets up to 9. There's 10, but Ryan, 10 lines ahead already and has even more space to work with. We see Zoltan starting to have to really dance at the top of the board here. And it's pretty much game here. You never know, but yeah, he'd have to get pretty spectacularly lucky. And game number 1 goes to Ryan with a 23-line game right out of the gate. Oh, goodness me. 5 L pieces. Oh, God. So there's some deeper strategy. There's a reason why Zoltan's upset about the L pieces. L pieces are kind of like long bars in regular Tetris. There's a limit to my knowledge, but I will try to explain some of the strategy as we get into the following games here. No, Ryan can't. True. Hey, look, you know, it's up to the players. And yeah, good. So Ryan's internet's also holding up, which is nice. Yeah, it's no worries. Zoltan gets 30. Okay, calling the shot. All right. Gosh, I'm loving Zoltan's cam. He's got the very handsome suit, and then he's just destroying an energy drink. This is very gamer. All right, the ready and the ready. We got two readies, and we're counting it down for game number two. In three, two, one, Tetris. I hope y'all like my kind of ersatz classic Tetris stream setup. Vince gave me some of the assets, gave me the font that they use. I put together something that feels brand consistent. You know, this is not officially affiliated with Classic Tetris or the CTWC, but you know, it's on the channel. I figured it might as well be consistent. So we see the beginning here. We see there, look, that Ryan is lining up those holes. He's already, that row 4, he's given up. Row 1, he's given up. He's not going to get back to those lines. And Ryan's got a questionable stack here. Zoltan's also getting a decent start, little rocky. Neither player has the perfect stacks that you really want. Really, ideally, you want a stack that's wide at the bottom and thin at the top, because the wideness at the bottom means you can find little combinations of burns that keep things clean, and then the thin at the top means you have plenty of room to keep building. It's really a delicate balancing act, and the best players like Zoltan and Ryan and, well, and Pitchik and Trisky, all four, have a really precise tuning and understanding of little tiny ways things can go wrong and how to, you know, how to stack to their advantage. Aoife, hello. Lots of lovely friends in chat. They should just rotate the pieces. You know, that would indeed help them burn more lines. I don't disagree. That would burn more lines. Ryan's having some trouble here. 8 lines, just not really finding a good structure. We see, like, you know, he's got some nice upstack, but if you look at that right side, where's his next burns coming from? It's not clear. Like, that T piece doesn't do anything. He's having that same kind of trouble that Zoltan was having last game. Zoltan already crossing over the level 1 marker, and look at that. Besides those holes at the bottom, he is clean. Just this beautiful, gorgeous stack. And Ryan, not so much. Trying to find at least a level 1 here. There's a burn. But Zoltan is looking deadly here. The CRT is being weird. Oh, goodness. Yeah, we can figure that out. Oh, and Ryan there is done at 10 lines. Zoltan's, you're good at 14. What's going on with the CRT? Because they do have another one you can try. There's a, yes, it's a double elimination tournament. Oh, nice. Oh, Zoltan, look at that burn. Oh my gosh. Oh, and this tuck. Wait, this is ridiculous. Look at this stack. So this is a good time. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. NoRo stacking meta obviously is this high right side, low left side. But then we get into also, like, what's the best structure to set up on the right? And the answer is it's a 3 wide well. Like in, oh my gosh, Sultan. In normal Tetris, you really want a 1 wide well, right? Maybe 2 wide so you can burn. But like, all you will have is long bars that you want to score with. So it's 1 wide for a long bar. Well, in NoRo, you have to think about the odds. You have to think about, like, what am I the likeliest to be able to burn with? Well, the answer is it's a 3 wide piece, right? Level 30, yeah, 30 lines for Zoltan. So, you know, he called the shot. Babe Ruth over here. But yeah, like, look, the S piece is 3 wide, the L piece is 3 wide, the Z piece is 3 wide, the J piece is 3 wide, the T piece is 3 wide. Only the square and the bar are not 3 wide. So a 3 wide well means you have the most possible combinations that can burn and leave you with a setup to burn another thing in the future. If it's 4 wide, you're dependent on long bars or like LJ combinations. If it's 2 wide, you need to get spanned with squares. That's it. Only squares can work with a 2 wide well. But a 3 wide takes you to the sky. It's amazing. Zoltan could dig this down easily if you rotate it. I know what these fools, they don't even know how to play Tetris. Do they even know that there's a rotation button? Anyway, game number 2 goes to Zoltan. Didn't quite get the level 4. Not even a max out. So true. Why are we wasting our time watching this? Rotated the piece and you're having cramps ever say. Well, that's why. That's why they don't do it. All right, ready for Zoltan. Here's game number 3. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Whoa, something your game. Well, if you want, I can probably bring out the other TV. Want to try that instead? Just in front of the capture card. Oh, the next NoRo tournament. That's a good question. We have a Discord link. Score update 2 lines to 0 lines. But Zoltan, look at this. No holes in the stack. That's something to watch out for. Let me go get you a Discord link. We don't have bot commands. I couldn't figure those out on this channel. I think I have to have like a Nightbot access. But let me grab y'all a invite link. Oh, thank you, Tetris. That's it. Love this song. It's been a while since I listened to this set of songs. Oh, you're already in. Nice. Oh, and here we go. Zoltan, you see, is stuck with a 2 wide, but luckily has a square. And look, another square. So, oh my gosh, and look at that. Still only 1 hole on the stack. Ryan, meanwhile, 5 lines, a few more holes, but by no means is this a problem for Ryan. Fortunes change in an instant in NoRo. It's one of the most RNG dependent games. Zoltan over here is one of the most devoted RNG grinders I've ever seen. If there's a achievement and he knows how to get it and he knows the only thing he's waiting on is RNG, he has unlimited stamina. I've seen him go 10 hours. He's grinded for months at a time for stuff. I've never seen anything like it. And NoRo is just that sort of addicting lottery that people just get so drawn into. Zoltan's still with this beautiful stack. It's looking grim. He's probably going to have to discard all those lines down there, although you never know. See, really nice combo there. That T goes into an L burn. And yeah, it's not looking good to open that back up at the bottom. But you know, NoRo is all about taking the L, figuratively speaking. Although the L pieces are very nice in this game mode. 14 lines, Ryan. 14 lines, Zoltan. We're actually tied here, and Ryan getting a nice double there. But you know, I think Zoltan's clearly in the stronger position here. Just you can kind of judge how well off a player is by just how much black space there is left on the board, because that's just more space to stack. You know, you see Zoltan just a big, smooth chunk of solid pieces and a smooth region of empty space to stack in. But Ryan there is just going to have some cheese. But actually, Ryan's doing some crazy stuff. Something has the lead 21 lines to 16 lines, playing a little more frantically and less ponderously than Zoltan. So is also, you know, just a few pieces ahead in the RNG. And we'll top out at 22 lines. Zoltan with a short chase down, only a few lines. Oh, nice. Look at it, finding a double and a single. Nope. Oh, okay. Setting up for the double with the T. Nice. Yeah, I always miss those little combos. This layout is so good. Holy shit. Thank you, Tetris. And there it is. Zoltan completes the chase down. It takes the second, well, the third heart, the second heart for him. No, I'm not sure how we're feeling about Mullins. Personally, I'm not in a huge rush. I don't know if anyone else is. There's no one else waiting to use this channel. But I know that, Mullins can be, you know, can be a little. Well, I think given that it's a new game mode a lot of people haven't seen, it's probably fine. That is important to consider. No, well, that's fine. Look, I'm not saying you can't. I'm wondering what the policy should be. Yeah, Ryan has no issue. I mean, if it's like just. And here we go, Ryan. Now I have you lagging again. Would you mind dropping your settings? Um, Two different things I want you to do, Ryan. Drop your resolution down to 540p and give yourself about a 500 bit rate. You do both those things. I think it's like a 960 by 540 or something. If you can do that, I think this should stop. You just got a case where your internet's not doing the thing. Sure, no problemo. Yeah, well, Zoltan, what do you think? So, how am I doing with the explanation? Am I like representing this well? Is there any big things I'm missing? Obviously, there's more nuances I haven't touched yet. I haven't talked about why you stack on the right and not on the left. Mind meld, true. Yeah, yeah. He would be a good teammate in that regard. It would be funny if the mind meld was just one player handles left and one player handles right. That would be kind of funny. Right is a little better. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, there's combinations of pieces that are better. So a J stacks on top of a Z piece, and an L stacks on top of an S piece. But the combination of Z plus J is a little tiny bit more common, which means that they'll stack the right side more easily. Okay, yep, that's fine, Ryan. All right, we are ready, and I think did Zoltan say he's ready? I don't think he did. Let's get a ready from Zoltan, and we shall begin. All right. 3, 2, 1, NoRo. So there's a lot of depth to this game mode I haven't touched on. I hope I can at least touch on some of the main things while we're playing. There's a point where it gets too deep for me. Like there's a lot of nuances to stacking. Like, yeah, you want a 3 wide well, that's kind of obvious why. But then there's like, you want a 7 wide for the stack. But then that means you really want a 4 wide plus a 3 wide, which is better than like a 3 wide plus a 4 wide. But that's better than like a 6 wide plus a 2 wide. It's, you know, it's a whole thing. And Zoltan's got all of that, like every little possibility mapped out, and anybody who's really good at NoRo has at least some idea about how to navigate those like subtleties of the stack that you wouldn't even think about, like little tiny things that don't look like problems that you have to take care of right away before they get worse. Really net, look at that lovely little tuck of that S piece for Zoltan. Sets up a 3 wide at the bottom, a little miniature 3 wide. Nice. Bar burns, either S or a Z burns. There's a Z. But probably going to tuck it instead because there's still plenty of pieces. So in NoRo, one of the considerations is how many different pieces can resolve some given structure. And if it's a lot of different pieces, then you can kind of wait for the ideal piece. But if it's really dependent, like you have to prioritize burning as soon as possible. So it's a game mode about balancing risk and reward and looking at probabilities. And it's game mode about lines. Speaking of which, we have 6 lines for Ryan, 9 lines for Zoltan crossing over the 10 line mark. No clear advantage here. Ryan's behind in lines, but can certainly come back in a slightly worse position. Oh, nice. Ryan finding a little combination of the L and the J at the bottom. Ryan has that nice little ramp at the bottom. That's a pretty good structure. It's not the ideal structure, but it does mean he can get a few burns. Going for singles, that's very true. Being sarcastic, you're being kind of sarcastic. Who would have guessed? 16 lines Zoltan, 11 lines Ryan. Zoltan's still in control. Look at that beautiful, like he's got all these holes in the stack, but if you look at the very top of the stack, there's just this solid little chunk that he's working with. Just a very nice chiseled out block of marble he's working with. And there's the level 2 for Zoltan. Ryan at 15 lines just is not seeing many combinations, doesn't really have any burn options here. And the bar will burn, that'll burn a single. Ryan has to start desperately lunging for some weird stuff here. Okay, nice, there's a single at the bottom. Only choice now is to go for a top line glitch. And, oh gosh. Okay, to the right. No, oh, he doesn't quite get it. And Zoltan also doesn't get it, but dies ahead of Ryan and will win the winners finals, and he'll go on to the actual finals now, as we all expected. But you know, Ryan is cracked enough that that was a question rather than an answer.